What's going on, everybody? My name is Mezariah, and I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be about Tory Lanez and his situation with Megan Thee Stallion, the shooting that took place a couple months ago. So before we start the video, I want you to subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know how you feel about the video. Let me know if you hated it. Let me know what your opinion is on the topic, and let me know if you feel a certain way about anything that I say, anything that you feel that opposes anything that I say. And, feel free to say anything because, we all have opinions and we all have understandings and perspectives of how everything has transpired throughout the media. Now, this is not gossip. This is what I'm doing is not gossip. I just want people to know that this is just a topic that I'm talking about. Of course, I was not here. I was not present of the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion shooting, but everybody knows about this, so it's not necessarily gossip. It's just a form of news in a sense. But I wanted to make this a talking point because I felt inclined to draw Tory Lanez, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna draw Tory Lanez, and I had fun doing it. It was he's a hard person to draw. He's a hard person to draw, but of course, anybody that I draw, we're gonna have a talking point of the artist or of the whoever I'm drawing, and we're gonna discuss some things about the artist. So I wanted to do that, and I just felt like this is a perfect opportunity to talk about the shooting and everything. So a lot of people have different perspectives of what took place and how everything went down, and I am one of the people that I'm a fair person. I like to think outside of the box sometimes. I like to think I don't go against the grain all the time just because or just because I want to be the opposing factor. It's just sometimes I think critically and think hard about things, and and just because and Tory Lanez is a celebrity, it doesn't mean that he deserves anything that's happening to him. So I feel compelled to say some things because some things just make sense. Uh, I feel like there are a lot of things in things happening and emotions are being messed with. Like there's so much going on in the world right now. So with everything going on as far as Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, it's a lot, and a lot of people don't know how to dive into things and they just look at the surface of everything, because it's once you go in, you can't really get back out, and that's why a lot of people don't like to talk about politics, for example, and we question a lot of things now, so it's a touchy subject because anytime that a woman is involved in a domestic violence situation, per se, it's a touchy subject because it's almost um, granted the woman is given the upper hand when in a domestic violence situation. So when a woman tells the world that she is shot, everybody's going to believe her. Everybody's going to say that they stand with that woman or stand for that woman in some sense. So and I understand that, because we're supposed to protect, women, and especially black women. Black men are supposed to protect black women, and are supposed to look after black women, no matter what woman she is or what type of woman she is. They all deserve respect in some sort, So I was one of the people that didn't go against Tory Lanez. I didn't go against him at all. Now I did believe Megan because she definitely came out and stated that Tory Lanez shot her with her chest. She said it with her chest. I mean, she really said it like you dead ass shot me, And I was like, oh wow. So I mean, who lies about getting shot by somebody? You know what I mean? And it makes you think. Like, I'm not saying she is lying. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you wouldn't think the first thing is that she's lying. So if somebody's just straight up shot you and you tell the world that that person shot you, and why wouldn't the world believe you? Because it's like, who lies about that? Nobody really ever lies about something like that. So um, everybody believes it, and that's fine because I don't even know where to go, honestly. Everything is up in the air right now. I'm one of the people that just kind of sit back and listen and look at what is being conveyed to me, and I kind of just have to like take everything in. So I try not to like pick sides because you always have to test the spirit of everything that's going on. You know, things may not add up, and it honestly is really none of our business. But since it's out there, it's out there. You know what I mean? So it's like it's in your head, so it's gonna pop up during the day while you're thinking of something. You could be in a bathroom, in the shower, thinking about the situation, trying to put two and two together and see how it goes, because it's so crazy. 2020 is crazy. This year is just I don't even know what to describe this year, but it's something. And it's the year of judgment and revelations. I'm telling you. But it's one of the most interesting stories of 2020, and it's gained a lot of attraction because a rapper and a singer, rapper slash singer shoots another rapper. It's kind of like you really don't hear too much about that happening, and not only that, they were messing around with each other. So um, I'm here's my whole thing. I'm on the fence of everything that's going on with Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, because I try to be a fair person, like I said, because it's not fair to just assume, even when somebody has clearly came out and said no, this never happened. Tory Lanez came out on his album and told the world that no, this is not what happened. And we have to take that into consideration. Just because Megan is a woman doesn't mean that she is telling the truth. And that's just the God honest truth. That's just the way it is. You can't just, take somebody's side because she's a woman. Now, I see what's happening in the media. If you look at what's going on as far as the whole Breonna Taylor, it's putting people on edge. You know what I mean? Breonna Taylor is the woman that got killed. Of course, everybody knows who Breonna Taylor is, and a lot of people have exploited the situation, if you ask, in my opinion. But Breonna Taylor was shot by police, and the movement of protect black women is at an all-time high, which is understandable because, again, we're supposed to do that. But I feel like people are letting that situation make them side with Megan. You know what I mean? And we're supposed to take every situation individually and take it for what it is, and read the facts, look into the facts before we persecute or crucify anybody. You know what I mean? And because you got to remember, Tory is a person. You know what I mean? He's a human being, and people don't understand that. A lot of celebrities have to go through a lot. Now, I know a lot of celebrities then sold their soul and did demonic things, but not every celebrity has done that. You know what I mean? Some of them definitely had to work hard to get where they are, and you have to remember that this is a person. When you got the whole world against you, that's not a good feeling. And you have to look at things a different way. So a lot, like I was saying, a lot of people, I feel like, are letting the story of Breonna Taylor alter their emotions when they're looking at the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation, because it's almost like an agenda, if you ask me. You know what I mean? I have a theory about this, of why this may be happening to Tory Lanez, but I'll get into that a little later. But it's really sad to see it, because you don't really know. And what if the ruling of the courts are, that he was not guilty? He pled not guilty, I believe. But what if the ruling is in his favor, and then Megan Thee Stallion comes out to be a liar? You know what I mean? And I would hope that she wasn't lying about something like that, because that's something so serious. We don't. We people get shot every day, and in certain black communities, that's just an everyday thing, but it's still something so traumatic. You know what I mean? So for anybody to lie about that, that's beyond me. And I hope that she would never lie about something like that, because if you look at the facts and everything, when at the party, that Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez were at, or wherever they were at. They were in a car coming from a party, and Megan apparently got shot in the foot. And if you listen to Mob Radio, you'll realize how she breaks everything down, and that's why a lot of people should listen to Mob Radio. You may not like everything that she says, but she makes a point regardless. She always makes a point, and it sticks with you. And her discernment is off the charts. You know, she really just puts it on you, and it's like, how can you even, dispute that? So she breaks it down really, really good, and it's like it makes you really think in a different perspective, because she even did an interview with Tory Lanez's father, and Tory Lanez's father said it with all his strength, in the interview, that no, my son did not do this. My son did not commit this crime, and he went on to explain the background of Tory and how he grew up and everything, and it's kind of making everybody, turn their backs and, look the other way, because it's like, well, who's telling the truth? Because you got one person saying with their chest that Tory Lanez shot me, and then you have Tory Lanez like, no, that's not what happened. And then you have his father saying, no, this is not what happened. And his father is a quote unquote man of God. And I don't want to say quote unquote like he's not a man of God, but I don't know who he is personally. So you never know who he is behind closed doors, but I do believe he is. And it's really interesting because this is just going to be like up in the air for a minute, and you never really know. So we're all at the edge of our seats, and it's like, well, who do we believe? And I think a lot of people are still letting their emotions get the best of them because a woman was involved. And I was one of the people to, believe Megan, but now I'm like on the fence because things are not adding up. If you go back into the video, she did get back in the car with him. Now, she did say that she was trying to protect him, and I understand that, and that takes a lot of strength after you just got shot and you're in so much confusion right now, and you're trying to protect your friend that just shot you, according to her. And it makes you wonder, okay, well, that does kind of add up, because I would get back in the car to make it seem like nothing happened if you're trying to save your friend, you know what I mean? But if you look at how she got shot, she was walking fine, you know what I mean? She didn't really have too much of an injury. Now, she showed the picture and she got stitches on her foot, but it didn't hit any bones and tendons like Tory said on the song. And he most likely got that from Milagro from radio. And he said that in the song, and it makes you think, and it's like, well, she didn't get hit because there's nothing but bones and tendons in the foot, so how didn't a bullet hit the bones, you know what I mean? So it really makes you think, and it's confusing because who would lie about getting shot, now I don't think she lied about getting shot, but I think it was exaggerated. I definitely do think it was exaggerated. And that doesn't matter, because if she got shot, she got shot. A lot of people exaggerate, you know what I mean? So, and black people, we exaggerate everything. So that's nothing new. But I don't know. I'm interested to hear more, but it's really a sad thing, because you have a black man that may be innocent, you know what I mean? And you would hope that a black woman wouldn't be lying to, put him in jail. And you would hope that a black man didn't shoot a black woman out of rage, you know what I mean? So both sides are just, we're teeter-tottering from both sides. And I have a theory that Tory Lanez is being framed. Now, hear me out. So back in December of 2019, he put out a couple tweets basically saying that he was going to expose his record label, or whatever label that he signed to or he's doing business with. I'm not sure. Now, don't get me wrong. Megan Thee Stallion is with Roc Nation, so I don't know how that would really go about, him being his career being tarnished or anything. But who's to say that these labels aren't in cahoots? You know what I mean? Who's to say that the people don't know other people from different labels? And I'm quite sure they do, because it's Hollywood. It's the business. You know what I mean? So what if he is being framed because the tweets was basically him going, he was threatening to expose the label. So if you know anybody in the industry, and if you know anything about the industry, you know that a lot of celebrities don't like to talk about what goes on behind closed doors, because they can probably, quote unquote, be killed. And that's not even a quote unquote, like they can literally be killed, for saying or speaking up about things that happen behind closed doors. So what if this is a ploy for him to be framed or put in uh, some type of thing where he's being framed, and he has to go to jail for a whole bunch of years, and he's made out to look crazy. You know what I mean? And it's no coincidence, honestly, because the people that are fighting a fight, and I can tell Tory is fighting a certain type of fight. He's fighting a spiritual fight, and I'll get into that. But he is the one celebrity that he's not really afraid, and you can see that by the tweets that he said. He didn't care, because he even in his song he said he's a warrior. He's one of God's strongest warriors or soldiers, and I believe that, because I can tell he's very strong spirited. And I'm realizing that people like that usually are the ones made out to be crazy, and the media can make anybody look crazy. It's that easy, because we are not smart enough to look past the surface. We always look at the surface and never deep into anything. So the media has the power to do anything, and the media is in cahoots with all these different blogs, all these different news channels and stuff, and it's just like they have the power to manipulate the people, the people that watch this and eat it up, and Tory Lanez is just crazy. Tory Lanez is on it. No. And I want to be fair, but a lot of this isn't really adding up to me, and this is not to like crack the whip on anybody, but it's a lot of people that's just garnering to Megan Thee Stallion because she is a woman. Now, I feel like a lot of people are kind of annoyed and kind of upset with themselves, because I feel like a lot of people see that maybe she can be wrong, but a lot of people don't like to be tricked, and a lot of people don't want to admit, and they don't want to admit that, okay, I was bamboozled by Megan Thee Stallion. So a lot of people are going to look at it like, oh, well, I still don't like Tory, even though he didn't do anything, and Megan could be the liar, could come out to be the manipulator in the whole situation. God forbid. I don't want her to be a liar. I'm not looking for anybody to win or lose. I'm just looking for the truth, and that's what we all should be looking for, is the truth. But I see the fight that Tory is fighting, and it's a spiritual fight. It's a spiritual fight, and I can tell even in his music, he sees the whole world going against him, and he sees what's happening spiritually. Like even his song, "The Most High," he knows what's going on. He knows he's a chosen one. You know what I mean? He knows that it's no longer about the material things. You know what I mean? Because this was a big eye opener for him. And not only that, he always believed in God. He grew up in a childhood with God in his childhood. Thank God, because a lot of people don't. And I wanted to point out a scripture of Ephesians 6:12. Ephesians 6:12. We know that's one of the most popular scriptures ever. The one where it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." And that's exactly what Tory is doing right now. This is a spiritual war, and this will always be a spiritual war. His spirit man is very strong right now, because I can tell by how he's moving. You know, he knows that nothing happened, so he's standing on his truth. So when you stand on your truth, nobody can shake you. You know what I mean? But the way he's reacting is really interesting, because it shows you how can somebody be that confident. You know what I mean? A lot of people have to put their feelings aside and look at things a little differently. Look at how he's going about everything. Look at the music videos he's putting out. Look at the album that he put out, and an amazing album, by the way. His music was, oh my, I love. My favorite song off the album is "In the Air," and it was the Benny Siegel reference from "Feel It in the Air." I love that song. I play it all the time. But he's saying things with his chest, and like I said, that's a big one. You know, he's really doing it as a strong person. He's going against it. He's fighting. You can tell he's truly fighting and not just trying to mask something up. And people look at him being quiet and not speaking about the shooting as him trying to hide something, but he couldn't, because his public defender or his lawyer told him he couldn't. You know what I mean? He couldn't. So of course he's going to look a certain way if he's being told that he can't speak on certain things. So he had to eat all of those lies and rumors. Well, I don't want to say lies, because I don't know if he's lying or not, but I'm just giving my opinion. But for what, lies according to him, you know what I mean? So he's standing on all of it, and he's not backing down at all. So that kind of gives me an indication that he could be telling the truth, because you don't really see too many holes in his story, about anything. And he's not really cracking, like they probably thought he would. Now the reason now I just kind of got this revelation, because I may be leaning towards more to Tory, because Rock Nation, Rock Nation is a big label, and they have done some things, and then Jay-Z is in Rock Nation, so Jay-Z has been, noted or deemed one of those type of crafty type of guys, and Jay-Z is a legend. He's done great things, and you never truly know. So that's why I never like to just say that he can, or he is doing things in the background, or he's doing things behind closed doors that we don't know anything about. But that's his reputation. He has a reputation of being shiesty or crafty, and that's none of my business, because I don't know Jay-Z. He's just another man to me, though. But it really shows you what can be done, and I feel like Rock Nation is really fighting hard for Megan, and I think that Tory is going to win. I do. Because when you got God on your side, even if Tory doesn't win the court case, which I pray he does, if he really is telling the truth, even if he doesn't win, and he was found guilty, and God knows that he's not guilty, he still wins, as long as God knows. You know what I mean? It's all about the Creator, and it's all about what he deems. And if he sees fit to see Tory in jail for however amount of years they sentence him, then oh well. But I don't want to put that on him, because I don't believe that, and I don't think he believes that either, because he believes. You could tell his confidence in God. You know what I mean? So you never know. And I hope the best. I hope for the truth to come out. We hope for things to go the right way, you know what I mean, and not America's justice system way. We want the truth, no matter what, no matter whose feelings get hurt. We want the truth, no matter how ugly it may get in the courtroom. You know what I mean? it's a sad situation though, because hip hop is already looked at as one of the most violent crimes. It is the most violent crime according to everybody outside of our race. But it for us to have a situation like this, it just amplifies everything. So I hope and pray, and I already prayed for Tory. I'm going to pray for Megan too, because my I prayed for Tory because I guess my spirit does side with Tory more, and I am going to pray for Megan because you never know. I pray that the truth is revealed. But that's all, you guys. I just wanted to let you know how I felt about everything, and let you know and give some spiritual context of what is going on, and not too much spiritual context because I didn't really get into everything as far as the spiritual understanding of everything. But I just wanted to throw a scripture in there. I think every video I do, I'm going to throw a scripture in there to like make it, to let God come in the circle, in between everything. Because, we tend to forget God in a lot of situations, and He's in control of everything. Everything that is going on, He's in control of. So we always forget the main part of everybody's lives, whether you believe in Him or not. But that's all, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you guys enjoy the drawing as well. Didn't even get into the drawing. I wanted to say about this drawing. This drawing is really, it was hard drawing Tory. He doesn't have one of those faces that kind of just pop. Like, he has a peculiar face. If I was to see him on the streets, I would recognize him. But like when you're drawing, it doesn't pop like you really want it to. Even though I do love this drawing, I think it's really good. But I didn't have any structure drawing him because I'm the type of artist that I go from part to part to part because I get bored of drawing one part or shading one part, and I just get irritated and I go to like something else. So if you can see, I don't know how fast the video is going to be going, but maybe you can see how like I'm going from cheek to eye to nose and lip, and